So with Jalal, I did a review on a character who did a lot of bad stuff, took a lot of blame onto himself, even though it wasn't entirely his fault, but was able to, go down that journey of trying to redeem himself, trying to make up for all of the crimes and sins that he committed, and he takes upon, like I said, the weight of everything onto his shoulders. He wouldn't want to pass it off as just like, I know I was being manipulated, and I was given lies to now, but that doesn't mean that I'm just going to, push off my actions involving this. With Patry controlling up with William, you could get a similar story, and I am hoping that we get a good path of William trying to redeem himself, because at the moment, I don't know if anybody here, listening to this, heard the stream where we went over the crimes of William Vangeance, and in a stream I did with a couple other Black Clover YouTubers. But there hasn't been anything that would make me feel like he's going to go down that path. Because at the moment, though I still believe that he's a well-written character. Like, I enjoy the story that, he presents, but giving it from the perspective outside of a reader and more of like a member of the Black Clover world, he has not done, some light things. He's done a whole lot of horrible activities. High treason, conspiracy to commit murder, hiding and aiding terrorists. And now there's a lot of bad aftermath, because the aftermath of everything going on the Elf Resurrection arc, rather, it's all going to link back to his decisions. Because right now in the story, Asta, he got arrested. He's going on trial. He's either going to be a scapegoat for everything that went on, or they're going to blame it directly on the people that were controlled by the elves, because they don't have any proof that the elves did. They don't have any proof that there was a word devil pretty much controlling and manipulating, whispering his silver-tongued lies on all these characters' ears. Whatever happens beyond this, like if Asta gets arrested, goes to prison, or if he ends up going rogue and the Black Bulls have to, pretty much flee the Clover Kingdom, because they're not fine. But all of this that happens, all these events, all these like much more serious, like tone altering aspects of the series are going to lead back to William's decisions during, pretty much the whole series, because everything that he did was a huge plot aspect that was, driving the story. Going with the Elves, the Eye of the Midnight Sun, we obviously know that he was involved. Now, in the long scheme of things, I think he can do a lot of good. I mean, he's powerful. He's got a lot to redeem. I gotta mute that goddamn Facebook notification. But he really doesn't have a lot like in mind. I imagine how to fix this. Paul was just like, I'm gonna go out on a pretty much not blood spree. Kind of like this Judge Dredd, not entirely bloody Judge Dredd, still in that serious, gonna hunt down crimes as a criminal against criminal, voiding out a lot of human laws in order to pretty much get the job done and take down all these bad guys. I don't know a lot about Judge. If I'm wrong about how Judge Dredd works, don't quote me. I was just trying to use that as an example. But William, I'm very curious to know how his story's going to go, because, like I said, there's going to be a lot of, moments of him probably defending some people, probably trying to put himself out on the line and over other characters. Maybe he's going to step up and, sacrifice himself to be the scapegoat for everything going on in the trial right now. Maybe that's how Asta gets out. Maybe he doesn't get arrested. Maybe the Black Bulls don't have to flee. Maybe William will just straight, admit, everything kind of ties back to him, and he'll be the one to get punished by whatever the Magic Parliament decides. I think that would be a pretty good, not redemption. It's kind of like saying, hey, I stole $100 from you, but here's $1 back so you can get that thing from the vending machine you had your eye on a second ago. It's like, thanks, but that doesn't make up for anything. You did one nice thing of, something that you caused. I think it's going to take a long line of events throughout the story that William is going to have this, selfless point of helping. And really, I think the only way he's going to really nail that in the coffin is if he has, a sacrificial moment of just, heroism. Just jumping in front of an attack that, some character was going to die by. maybe Yami, because out of everyone involved, I think Yami took it a little bit more personal than others because of the fact, Patri was manipulating him. Yeah, they were friends, and he obviously had some close ties to Julius as well. But Julius, at least right now, is like the only character that Yami seems to have any kind of like idol like affection for, because he was kind of like he is to Yami pretty much what Yami is to Asta. Like he looks up to him. He was a mentor like character that believed in him and helped push him along the way. And I think it would be a good kind of like moment for William. And like when you look at William and his story, like I said, Jalal's was like this long redemption path of trying to fix all the wrongs he's done. And I've always really loved that aspect of his character. And eventually his is going to end. But I think with that one being the overall picture of what we've had, Williams in this video is more of like what he could have, where this could go. And like I said, like he's done a lot of bad stuff. He's probably the most disliked character in the series for me. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, I hate him, he's a bad character. I mean, he's a bad guy in terms of, yeah, he betrayed all of, like, he's betrayed his kingdom. He's got, however many people killed in all these events that, were triggered by him. But as a character, standalone from the opinion of the series itself, but just like him, he's well written. And I think it would be really nice to see that turnaround of his character doing all these horrible, horrible things and leading up not only to the horrible events themselves, but horrible repercussions, that came to pretty much anybody involved, and seemingly so far done to him. And it would just be, that nice kind of turnaround gleam moment for him as a character if he's able to eventually actually, hold all those sins and crimes down and be able to pretty much push himself back into a point of like being trusted, being a point where people think he's given back more than he caused, more than he took, which is going to be hard because he almost got an entire country of people like wiped off the map. And who knows how many people actually got killed during the Alpha Resurrection arc, how many like characters, though, are nameless fodder to us as readers, or for some reason you're an anime watcher and you're watching this video. Hey, so what are you doing? There's spoilers in here. But in their point of view, they could be just, it'd be like if you saw a person in real life die next to you. You never knew him, but it's like, holy shit, that was intense. I feel bad for him. Things. So William has a long way to go. There's a lot for the expanse of his character to kind of like fix that bridge, because he not only burned it, but he spelled out "fuck you" in the rubble and like decayed pieces of that bridge. So I mean, he's got a cool design. He's got like a lot of like good Griffith aspect to him. He's got cool tree magic. I actually really like his magic. I think it's one of the cooler ones in the series because so far it has a lot of potential to really become a lot more than we've seen. Because you can do a lot of things with crazy magic trees, but I think aesthetically it looks cool. I like when he's using it, like of the roots and like tree vines are starting just to kind of flail out of his magic. It's like kind of like Charlotte's, but instead of it being like a fierce like bramble of thorns, Williams is much more of like this uncontrolled like forest about to like growth of explosion. But anyway, I don't know. My whole like layout for William right now is not only just like, of course, the things that he's done, but what he's capable of doing now, because he's clearly got some like aspects of being like, I need to fix things that I've done. Even though I think he, like this panel right here when he's like, oh, my grimoire is yours in the country. Like, dude, that means you said that before and you betrayed them over some dude that, you met, which obviously, you and Paige were close with, but you betrayed everybody, so I can't forgive him for that until he does something spectacular. I mean, like, looking at, again, like, I compared to someone like, it's not impossible, because, like I said, look at someone like Jalal. If I went to, like, Fairy Tail without knowing the full extent of his story, like, if I was just going from, every week I'd read a chapter or watch an episode, if I just got through his story, I'd probably think the same thing that I'm talking about with William. It's like, he did similar horrible things, and he was also being controlled by another, and he can easily fix these things. You can do it, just have to try. You have to make up for everything. And, crying off in a corner about whatever it is you did is not going to fix all the things that you caused, William. I'm hoping I'm hoping his story turns out like if he can do it, he can be one of the nicest like path of redemption, journey of salvation kind of like stories for a lot of big shonen because not a lot of events in a series really tie back to just one character making stupid decision. Very clearly stupid decisions. William, maybe you should have actually like looked into a little bit more of who it was you were in trade with there, amigo. I don't know. I'm about to finish this video. I don't know if you guys can hear my loud ass cat in the background. He's so happy I can't stop him. Anyway, tell me in the comment section below what you thought about this character and how you think it's gonna go. Like I said, if it was me going week by week, I wouldn't have believed Jalal was going to become such a great character. I'm hoping William is able to walk down that same path and redeem himself in my eyes and a lot of readers' eyes, and if you're anime only, Junior, but still in your eyes as well. But other than that, I really appreciate thumbs up the video from the like button and the subscribe button, and check out my other videos. From that, I appreciate everyone's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.